G'day guys and welcome to the Centre Bounce. Just in case you guys weren't sick of us already by now, I just thought, you know what? I was tinkering around with my team and all of a sudden, as the title of this video suggests, I managed to make a $0 team. Now, I didn't plan to do it this way. I sort of was just tinkering around, having the toggle players I can afford, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I hit it, the $0 team, and the projected score was also very comforting to me as well. So this was a very impromptu video. We're all having fun. It's amazing having football again. And I just thought, you know what? Why not have a little bit of fun with this one? And to be honest, it is actually very viable. I know Chris from Supercoach Insider, shout out to him. He did a $0 team, but to be honest, I think this one's a little bit better because I don't have an extra rookie in the midfield being played in Matty Roberts. So let's head on over, build it together, and you guys can tell me what you think because I genuinely reckon that this works out pretty damn well, if I may say so myself. So we're going to start in the back line as always, and it is, of course, Tommy Stewart. Start with Tommy Stewart. Nothing I've seen otherwise against this guy as a selection. Starting behind the ball, he's playing defender. He's not a mid. He then himself came out and said something drastic has to change for that to happen. So Stewie, he's in there. He's top 6. I've then gone the Shees. There's no day costs in this current iteration of the team. There's no day costs. The money didn't work out. Okay, the money didn't work out. I wasn't a big fan of his game, as you guys might have checked in the game review between the Pies and the Roos. I wasn't entirely happy with it, and obviously keeping a close eye on him in round 0. But the Shees was amazing. I wanted to see how this guy would do in that back line. Obviously, there was Fisher back, there was McKercher, and they all coexisted for the most part. So She's with that role, he's a top 6 defender. We then, of course, Hayden Young has never left the team. He's always been in there as well. We then go down to the guy that I flagged very early on in the preseason in my early January team, Connor Buderick. And then the match team was also really promising with the role that he played off half-back, taking kick-ins, demanding of the ball, etc., etc. All very nice that we want to see from a half-backer. Williams, he's still in there, obviously keeping a close eye on him, what happens with him. Caulfield, I think, showed enough in the match sim to warrant a selection, and even on field is not an issue. Reed, I still like Zach Reed. We're definitely going to play him. I think he's definitely going to be playing round 1. We highly rate the kid immensely, already raved about him heaps. And then for this one, we've got Ethan Phillips with all of the injuries going down at Hawthorn. They picked him up sort of because they had to. I can see this kid playing. So that was the back line. Again, not too bad. One rookie on the field. It's okay. There's no Gibkiss. Yes, it is what it is. He was going to be a slow burn anyway, so that's fine. We then move to the mids, and of course, we've got the big Bont still. $0 team with Bont. And we still have Butters. And we still have LDU. Now, it's not Tom Green. It's Caleb Sarong. Because the $0 team needs Sarong and not Green, who's $100 more. $100 less. Green is $100 less than Sarong, as you can see. But Sarong doesn't have an early buy. Green does. And as you can see, thus far, the premiums we're selecting do not have the early buy. Still got Darcy Parrish. Still got my boy DP3 in there. I know it was a shocking game for Essendon in general. Not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Even with this guy. Not just calm the farm, guys. Calm the farm. And then we've still got McKercher. And we've still got Sanders. So I'm really liking the look of this midfield. It's looking very well. We got those great players. And then we come to the bench. And we have all of them as 123K rookies as well. All of them are 123k rookies. So we're not skimping out in the midfield bench either. It's looking good thus far. I reckon it's looking good. Sarong, I think Sarong can definitely do really well. Obviously, no early buy, but he's a contested ball. He's a contested animal. He's going to be in there. I think Hayden Young is probably going to be playing. Yes, he's playing on the ball, but Hayden Young is probably going to be a bit more defensively minded. I think might be given some defensive roles to play in the midfield because of that run. Whereas Sarong, I think, is still going to be the main contested ball winner. Him and Fife when he rotates through there, which I don't think will be for very long. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of old age and recurring injuries, but Sarong, I think Sarong can do really well. He obviously struggled in the back half of the year after the bye, trying to manage an ankle injury. And if you don't believe what I had to say, head on over to JB's video from Dr. Supercoach. He gave a deep dive on Caleb Sarong as well, but he still had the consistency. And I reckon Sarong he's been getting a lot of raving reviews, I guess, from Fremantle. So he is definitely a viable selection. He's not just someone in there just to get it to the $0 for this team. He's well and truly selectable. Okay, now does he push? He will be a top 6. He will be a top 8 midfielder in his career. Is it this year or is it next year? But regardless, I still think he is going to be around the mark. So got Sarong in there. We then make our way to the rucks. And of course, it is still our beloved Gaundy combination with Livingston as the loophole. We then move to the forward line and it has Flanders at F1. And then we drop all the way down to Harms. We're not skimping out. We're not skimping out, guys, because we also have Billings. We're not skimping out. Still got Reed. Like I said, we're doing it the right way here, guys. It's not just Lazaro. Thought he did really well. Unfortunately, with this team, we don't have a spot for Windsor, as you can tell. But of course, if we don't like the other mid prices and Windsor is popping off, then we can easily go down to him. And then Sexton, again, playing off halfback. Really aggressive, even taking a bounce and kicking the ball. I was really very pleased with Sexton's game. And then on the bench, once again, Darcy Wilson, and we've got Bailey Laurie, who I think played a very good game. I'll temper that. Not a very good game, but he played okay. He played decently well for Melbourne, and they're just, with everything going on, he's got to play, and I think he's too good to be used as a sub, and he's one of the best runners at the club. So if someone's really endurance-based, I don't think you'd use them as a sub or sub them out. They would definitely, I think, be in the normal rotation. So I reckon the news about Brayshaw, which is obviously very sad, but I think that does improve Laurie and Billings' prospects, not so much for Windsor, who will obviously continue to play on a wing, and that's not where Brayshaw was playing. But these two guys, their stonks might be rising. So definitely happy with that. And Darcy Wilson played a sensational game against the Bombers. Again, he's not going to look like this every week. We were pretty insipid, and we definitely did our best to make every single other player look amazing. But it was up to them to make the most of it and to look amazing, and that's what Darcy Wilson did. So shout out to him. I definitely think I've got everybody in the side. I'm not going to go with Sweet in there. He's a no good. I'm not going to go with Roberts in the midfield either because he doesn't look to be best 22, pushing ahead of Campbell. Brandon Campbell, not going to happen. Not against Florent or Blakey or Lloyd. He's not ahead of any of those guys. So he's not going to feature. So I'm definitely perfectly fine fading him. And then we save this. Check this out. Check this. Come on. And look at this projected. It is a bang on even 1,800. And I love number 18. Matty Lloyd was my favorite player growing up for the Dons. Number 18. And it's a perfect, nice round 1,800. Those 2 zeros, $0. It's, I don't know. It just looks really good to me. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you think this team... Look, we've used every cent available to make this team. Supercoach has given us $10 million and we have used it all. So let me know, guys, in the comments down below what you think of this team. Is it too outlandish? Are there any questionable selections? Personally, for me, I don't think there are. This is well and truly a very, very viable team. I came in to have some fun, and just like that, it's worked out very well. So, guys, that, I suppose, brings this little fun video to a close. Let me know if you liked what you had to see here today. It is a little bit of a change of pace, a little bit more fun and lighthearted. Tinkering around with a team. We're obviously waiting for the Fremantle and West Coast Eagles game to play tonight in Victorian time, AED. So we will be doing, of course, a reaction, a review of that game, as we've done for all of the other matches that have happened so far this week. And don't you worry, it will absolutely be continuing next week with all those other games. Thankfully, those ones are actually going to be happening in the evening after work, so we can sit and watch them without trying to sneak through at work and making sure no one's watching. We don't have to do that. Plus, we'll be actually getting some official statistics as opposed to relying on other third parties on Twitter or X, whatever it's called. So please, guys, I'm surprised that I actually came on and do this with all the videos that we've been pumping out this week. Been really appreciating all of you guys jumping on board and watching them. We have been putting in a lot of work, and a lot of times, a couple nights ago, we were actually up till after midnight. So it has been a lot of work, and we're doing it out of love. We're doing it to help the community out as much as possible, giving our opinions, giving our takes on these players. And remember, guys, we have been asked on Mondays at 7:30 is our regular time slot for stream. So would be awesome if you guys want to interact with us. Obviously, we've been loving the interactions in the comment section, but if you want, obviously, it's not quite the same as a live interaction, having your comments read out on the screen, etc., etc. So hit that subscription button if you haven't. Would greatly appreciate it. You can like this video as well. If you liked it, you can drop a like and hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on any of the videos that we are continuously pumping out over this preseason. We are so excited for footy to come back, and just thought, you know what, this might be a fun little video for you guys. If you were hoping to see what a $0 team looks like, you've seen Chris from Supercoach Insider. You've now seen mine. Let me know if you think it is a little bit better, and maybe you can give it a shot yourself and see what you come up with. Because remember, guys, here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you don't have to.